Robinson from the Black Crowes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who told the story? Cornette.
So remember, Cornette was that was during the time of Smoky Mountain and OVW and all that stuff. So he still had connections with Rick Rubin. And for some reason, somehow, some way, the guy who was the guy managing the Black Crowes at the time, him and Cornette were friends.
Oh,
so
Pete Angelus.
Yeah. And so like they were doing a stop in Memphis, and of course he calls and goes, "Hey, you want to come down to see the show with ZZ Top?" Of course, Cornette goes, "Absolutely." So they meet at the Rendezvous, and of course, ZZ Top are huge wrestling fans.
Makes sense. They are from Texas, home of the Von
Erichs. They're huge freaking Texas. I think they're from Houston area, correct?
ZZ Top. I thought they were Dallas Fort Worth.
Are they? Okay, so they're world class. Okay, but
if anyone knows, put it in the message.
Yeah, absolutely. So of course, like he goes over there, says hi to him because of course I always call him Bobby Hill, but I know it's not right. But the guy who just passed away, Hill, the guy that last
Dusty Hill.
Dusty Hill.
Benny Hill.
Yeah, exactly. With the Yakety Sax. Huge wrestling fan, and of course Cornette, they talk and they BS and everything, but he goes back over to walk over to be next to Black Crowes. I guess at that time the Black Crowes and ZZ Top were having massive heat because Chris Robinson is a notorious curmudgeon.
Well, so I think I know the story why, because apparently like Miller was Miller Beer was a sponsor of the tour, and Chris Robinson was like, "We're not corporate sellouts." I'm like, well, no one said you were, but like you're being sponsored to go on tour. They're paying you to go on tour. What do you think the money's going to come from? Your ass? Jeez.
Yeah. So, and they start trashing Miller Beer like halfway through it. Yeah. So the next day they go to Graceland, and of course they're touring Graceland and everything. They're getting a private tour, and like they're going, "Oh, hey, this is Elvis's first gold record." And Chris Robinson keeps on going, "Yeah, I got one of those."
And Rich Robinson said this, or Chris?
Chris.
And
so
if you lost Kate Hudson to Matt Bellamy of Muse, now you know why.
Exactly. So like they finally go to like all the platinum or like the Music Hall of Fame, whatever that Elvis Presley has, that everyone knew that Chris Robinson didn't have, and they just all start looking right at him. Just staring a hole at him, waiting for what he's gonna say next. Like, "Oh yeah, you got one of those, you fucking dick."
Don't get me wrong, I love the Black Crowes' first two albums, but most of the times, like I lose my objectivity when I say that I can't separate the person from the artist. Black Crowes is one of the few artists that I can, even though he's kind of been outed as a bit of a tool bag, but whatever.
A bit of a tool bag. I think tool bags are offended by your association.
Okay,
with them.
He's the entire Milwaukee pull out drawer. There he is.
He is a Craftsman freaking tool bench. Exactly. But welcome to Rat Salad Review.
Yes, welcome to Rat Salad Review. I'm sorry, I'm updating all the social media stuff. So.
As I go on my series. So how was your guys' Halloween? Did you guys get to do some trick-or-treating?
Lou, I'll let you go first.
If by trick-or-treating you mean, did my mom give my daughter a big ass box of cookies? And the answer is yes. And yes, she did get to go trick-or-treating. We still have candy left over, and my ass just joined a gym on Monday. So
So Wayne, what did you do?
Oh my God. Well, my son woke us up at like 6:30 in the morning, full of energy. And me and my wife were both sleeping already, right? So we get up, and around 9:00, 9:30, he ends up falling asleep on the couch. We were getting ready to go to take him trick-or-treating around like 10:00 or whatever, 10:30. He's dead asleep on the couch. And then my wife feels him, and he feels really hot and takes his temperature. He's got a fever. I'm like, oh, come on. So he gets up and he looks like crap. He's like, just doesn't look, and he's not acting like he was like about a few hours ago. So I'm like, oh man, well, let's go try to take him trick-or-treating. We drive in the car. All of a sudden he starts coughing, and then he starts to throw up.
Oh no.
Dear Laura, what happened to him? Flu?
No, he had some kind of virus. I mean, he hasn't been blowing his nose. I mean, he's only 5 years old. You know, when you're little, you don't want to blow your nose because all the crap that comes out of your nose is disgusting.
That's when you got to pull out the snot sucker and they kick and scream like crazy.
Yeah, he does that.
Joys
too.
of parenthood. Glad I'll never deal with this ever.
Yeah. So,
I wish it on you, James, old buddy.
Negative Goat Rider. That pattern is full.
Yeah. So we got halfway to where we were gonna go, and then we were right by my in-laws' house. So we said, all right, let's go over there. Let's go clean him up because he had throw up all over him. Nothing major, just a little bit. So we went and cleaned his clothes up, and then we thought, all right, maybe let's go take him to the doctor. So we were going to take him to a pediatric 24-hour doctor that's close by, and they were packed. So we went to City MD, because that was close to the house. And that was another 3-hour wait there. So luckily now they put you on a waiting list, and then you can just go home and then come back. But on the way back, he threw up again. So then we went back to the in-laws again and sat there and cleaned his clothes up and then waited. And then finally went back to the doctor, and the doctor was a total asshole. Kept telling, because my kid, like a week before, he had the croup, and they gave him one of those nebulizer things or whatever. And I couldn't remember when the doctor asked me why did he have the nebulizer. I'm like, it's because of the his mucus or whatever in his throat.
It happens with kids,
right? But I forgot to tell her the croup, and she kept telling me he's got asthma. He's got asthma. I said no, he doesn't have asthma. And she just kept arguing with me. She's just being a total asshole.
And that's the thing about those urgent care places, like. They never get it right the first time, and their final answer is take him to the ER.
Yeah. They messed up with me one time.
The ER could do any better, but yeah.
Right. But she kept like kind of insisting like maybe he's got COVID. I'm like, we just had COVID. It's not COVID. And she insisted on giving him a test. I said, even if you take that test, and it might still come back positive because we just had it, because that does happen. It stays in your system or whatever. But she insisted to do the test. I was like, whatever you want to do, just go ahead and take the damn test. The first one came back negative. I'm still waiting for the results on the other one. But she just said he's got a virus, can't go to school. So that was my Halloween. At some point, he felt better. So we did take him to one place, and he got some candy, and then we went to my father's. He fell asleep on the couch.
Wayne, I'll drop off all the candy I have to your house.
He's got plenty of candy. Believe me, I don't need it.
Then give me some of it. No, just kidding.
I actually I took Amanda to a haunted house out in wonderful and exciting farmlands of Tennessee, and unfortunately, I don't know if you guys know about this, but when winter hits East Tennessee, it gets a little thing called rain, and lots of it. And so, unfortunately, the pasture was very muddy. But we did have a good time. We got to go through. They had a house that like she was able to go through most of the places. So it was for the most part fun and entertaining for what it could be. But that was our thing, and I got to watch the University of Nevada Reno beat the unholy bejesus out of the University of Nevada Las Vegas, which in Nevada is a big rivalry, and that always happens during Nevada Day weekend, which is October 31st. So,
I think we discussed this on the episode that we did on Roy Clark.
Yes,
we definitely did.
That Nevada Day is on the 31st of October. So I'm used to trick-or-treating on the 30th, not the 31st.
And cheers to you in the UK. Apparently this weekend you're celebrating Guy Fawkes Day. So
that'd be Friday, sir.
That is Friday. Okay, very
remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason.
On a good note though, with Halloween though, we did get to watch The House on Haunted Hill, the Vincent Price version. And just such a classic cheesy horror film. And to top it off, we watched Kong versus Godzilla, the recent one. And my daughter saw Godzilla for the first time ever, and she's like, wow. I'm like, yep, that's how old I was. And that was my first reaction.
Good. Now you can watch all the kaiju films.
Oh my God, I want to show her a steady diet of kaiju films and Italian horror. Demoni.
She's too young for that yet.
Yeah, they're never too young.
No. There's Godzilla Jr. There's kids kaiju movies.
Oh no, not Minya, please. Especially the one where he talks. Godzilla's Revenge.
Yes, I want Minya. Yes.
I never thought
I like those
Goofy Goo would sound more intelligent than Godzilla's son, but okay. Sorry, Wayne, you were saying?
I like the remakes. I haven't seen the newest one, but I saw the first one, and I liked it. A lot of people didn't, but I thought they were all right.
I did see the 98 version and I hated it.
No, that one.
Everyone hated
that
that
was
one.
terrible. Yeah, I'm
So
talking about the new ones.
when they were still releasing the kaiju versions of them, like we saw Godzilla Final Wars, that was awesome.
That was classic Tohei films.
Mhm.
That's so good.
I did not see the 2 recent versions of Godzilla, but Kong versus Godzilla was amazing. So,
but what about Pacific Rim?
Didn't see it.
You have not? Oh, it's so good. That first Pacific Rim. You like? Okay, so you like kaiju films?
I do.
Do you? And you like giant robot battles with kaiju?
I thought I was about to say no. I did not like the Transformers films, but with kaiju, yes, I could say that I do because I do love the Mega Godzilla films.
Exactly. So it's the premise is literally robots fighting freaking kaijus.
I will watch it. Let me just emphasize, though, it's very hard for me to watch things I like. I just did a subscription to IWTV so I could see the Onita Tremont match. And now it's like, now I get to like listen to all the wrestling matches while I'm at work. So I can finally enjoy a subscription.
Well, like I did with the wrestling there, and we'll have a little fun with that. I got to watch Bloodsport also, and was that fucking awesome.
I'd like to see Godzilla fight Caillou, the cartoon.
The little French boy?
Yeah. Caillou.
No, don't sing it. Don't sing it, please.
No. I would actually pay to watch that, just to watch that little sniveling freaking ingrate get beat up.
You would just squash him like he did Bambi. Remember Godzilla versus Bambi?
Exactly, and I would pay good money for it. Not that I hate kids shows, but that kid show I hate.
That was
a whiny freaking kid.
He's not too bad, but
yes, he is.
Let's check out the intro. We haven't watched the intro in a while. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Hit the audio button.
Yeah, the audio button will work. Yeah.
Usually
Tip sad trombone.
You know what? I forgot how to do it.
Well, you have to talk to your wife about that. That's not our problem.
That sounds like a personal issue.
Here we go. I got it now. Sorry, it's been a while. I think Lou Mavs is in here somewhere. There he is.
Hey!
There he is again. There he is again. There he is again. There he is again. There he is. There he is.
The different stages of my hair.
Long, short, semi-long, not so short.
Yeah, it's getting pretty fluffy now.
I think, James, I had you in my old intro, but you're not in the new one now.
Yeah, how the hell did that pull off?
James is officially part of the crew now, so
I guess. I don't know.
Of course, we are awaiting the return of Beyond Bushido one day. So
that's never coming back.
Hey, we're gonna get to that. We'll have a glorious return one of these days.
I'm still waiting.
Right now, he's celebrating Atlanta's championship. So, not saying he's saying the Mets were better at it, but he's going to be celebrating regardless.
Well, I think he's also celebrating the fact that he won the recent mayoral candidacy in New York City, right?
He did win the recent one. Yes, he did.
Oh, wrong, Eric Adams. Never mind. This is Adams with a Z, people.
Yeah, we're only so lucky. And it wasn't the Eric Adams from Manowar.
No, it wasn't him either.
No relation whatsoever.
Although we don't know that.
If our Eric Adams did win mayor, I could tell you right now, cigarettes would be cheap, booze would be like dirt cheap, prostitution would be legal. I can keep going, people. You don't know Eric Adams.
I mean, you know what? You're saying things that should be bad, but they might be kind of good.
That's it. We're moving to Vegas. Fuck it, man.
That's it. Thomas Texter is watching, apparently.
You don't have to go to Vegas to enjoy all of Nevada.
He said, what about the new Mastodon? I haven't listened to it.
We will get to that one, sir.
You think so?
I
think with James on the show, we're definitely going to have to.
Yeah, I actually like
that's
Mastodon.
right up his alley.
Yeah, it is right up my alley. If you can't tell, I have a genre that's my cup of tea.
Yeah, I noticed that from the Halloween playlists.
You guys had your thing. That was great. And then me and Lou had to change it up a little bit.
No, we need to because usually all we do is
diversify and expand.
Right,
exactly.
because it's a lot of thrash stuff on the show, a lot of not so much power metal stuff, but a lot of stuff from like the 70s and 80s type thing. So we need to get.
But remember, I love the power metal like you do, Wayne.
I know, but you know what? Greg, who is ill and he's not here, we wish him well. Yes. He does not like the power metal, so that's why we don't do too much of it.
Yeah, well, I'll make sure I'll bring it back.
All right, good. Hope so.
I mean, I think there's definitely good in like all eras of metal. I just posted a photo of me from 1999 with Burton Bell of Fear Factory, and I wrote in there, "Come '99, my favorite bands, my 3 favorite bands at the time were Typo Negative, Fear Factory, and Vision of Disorder." So for all of you who said that the 90s sucked, I disagreed.
Oh, I totally disagree.
Yeah, totally. Those people who say that were kind of wrong.
Yeah, they're stuck in the 80s, but the 90s, oh my God, it's just so many. We should do a show on the 90s metal just to piss people off.
I mean, so much good stuff. Are we really going to offend purists out there?
I mean, they're going to get mad that we're going to talk grunge and actually not just shit on it constantly because I love Alice in Chains.
Listen, I can enjoy this.
That's an amazing album, by the way.
As much as I can enjoy this.
Oh hey, it's Project Resurrect.
I enjoy that too. I enjoy that a lot. And if you go to projectresurrect.bandcamp.com, you can enjoy it too. Actually, I just sold one yesterday to a Matthew Cooper, I believe, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Thank you very much, Matthew Cooper. I really appreciate you buying that album.
And while you're buying that, you should also drink from a Wonderful Music is Life coffee cup.
Right here.
Oh hey, there's that.
There you go.
We got no Beyond Bushido stuff because we were never going to be that professional ever.
I would like to make you a Beyond Bushido t-shirt, and we should sell it on Rat Style Review.
As long as it's the Yoji Anjo bloody face one, I don't care.
It's a blurry picture. That would look like crap. You know what? I should bring up some of my merchandise here too. I only have t-shirts, so I didn't go too crazy.
And those are like the best.
No, I got hoodies.
How do metalheads survive? How do they stay warm during the winter without band shirts and stuff?
No, I know, and they're all black.
They stay in their mother's basements.
They should be buying. They should be buying those Rat Salad Review shirts, and I should be making some money off of those. What's funny though? I think it was yesterday. I was at work, and a guy goes, "What are you wearing?" And I look down. I'm wearing my Rat Salad Review T-shirt and my Rat Salad Review hoodie. So it looked ridiculous. I had the logo inside and then the logo on the outside. Stupid.
Again, this is why you need to diversify.
Yeah,
I get dressed in the dark.
I see. Like I'm really sad. I can't find. I lost it years ago. Was when I went to New York and I went to Duff's and I got the black on black Duff's T-shirt, and I can't find that anywhere. Now, and now I have to go back. I mean, I think it's just an excuse employed to go back to Pete Steele's favorite metal bar and Eric Adams' favorite metal bar. And
well, they changed locations from the original location. And I went to the recent location as far back as October 2019, and it's definitely bigger on the inside. A lot of cool merchandise, and they show. Man, I don't know how they get away with this, but they actually show video clips of old kung fu films, grindhouse films, and porno.
I was there when they, and this is the first time I ever watched it. Was Ilsa She-Wolf of the SS?
That's a classic.
It is a classic. I watched that there, sitting under the cross from the Typo Negative song that all those guys carried from the old location to the new location, straight through freaking Williamsburg, Brooklyn, carrying a cross down the street.
It's the only bar in New York City that actually sells Trooper beer, and I like that beer.
Yeah,
I have yet to try it. I actually just bought the Metallica whiskey.
Oh, did you? You got the blackened with Willet? How is it?
With what?
It's Willet is the producer of the whiskey.
Oh,
it's called Blackened because of Metallica, but it's made by Willet.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just bought it.
It's one of my other hobbies is collecting the baseball cards known as bourbon.
Expensive hobby.
What? It is. Those things get expensive.
I think there's still a Motorhead whiskey out there. I want to try that.
I'm sure, but the Metallica one I think was like $45. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
I bought it for me, and then I don't drink either, so really I wouldn't know what this would taste like from any other whiskey out there. But the other guy I bought one for, he said it was good, it was decent, but it's not as good as Jack Daniels.
Well, I mean that's also a different level because there's like 18 different versions of Jack Daniels as well,
and actually there's a lot of different versions of Blackened too. There's a whole bunch of different ones, so I don't even know what one I bought. I have no idea.
I actually just tried Jim Beam Vanilla for the first time ever Saturday. It was quite delicious.
Yes, yeah, that's actually one of the better ones. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not the biggest Jim Beam fan. Now I do love Booker's, which is their high end stuff, which is about $80 a bottle without the upcharging. So that was one of my favorites. But I have to get that when I go to Louisville again soon. I'll be so drunk when I'm watching Tool live.
There's two liquor stores by me and I go to both of them, but the one that I go to, because like if you have an account with them, like with every dollar that you spend, it leads to points. So I want to get to the point where I have enough points to finally buy a bottle of Blue Label, because I actually do enjoy Blue Label.
I can't get over the peat. I'm just not a big smoke and peat fan. I like my bourbons, and that's in the rise, and that's about it.
To each their own.
Yeah. No. There are people who love Scotch, and I'm so glad my pocketbook's very much happy that I'm not a Scotch fan. Trust me.
Shit gets expensive. But speaking of Metallica, just get to some news here. Lars Ulrich. Oh God, Lars Ulrich.
I know he makes us sick too. No.
Yeah. Malcolm Dome, a journalist from what magazine is he from? Because I really don't know who this guy was. Kerrang magazine.
He was Malcolm Dome was one of the preeminent metal journalists from the UK. Started with Kerrang, and pretty much all the bands from Britain that made it big from the UK, you could thank him.
I mean, people are going to say, oh my God, how do you not know him? I've never heard of this guy's name in my life. I don't know how. I didn't read Kerrang magazine either, so I guess that's why.
Yeah.
But Lars Ulrich, he said he's extremely sad to hear of Malcolm Dome's passing. Not only was he an incredible talent who helped guide my relationship with heavy music, but he was also a great person. Today, I'm thinking of the fun, memorable times we spent together back in the day. So, rest in peace to Malcolm Dome.
Skål till Valhalla.
And also, rest in peace to Toby Gamble. He's on the Metal Messiah radio. It's an internet radio station, and he just recently passed away from COVID. But I didn't know him too much. I didn't know him too well. I just sent him my band's music, and he played on the show. He liked my Project Resurrect at bandcamp.com, where you can get it at as well. But he liked it, and he played it on his show, and I talked to him a little bit. And the other sad thing was he was going to start doing like these ghost tours and stuff. Not tours, but like going ghost hunting.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And he was just getting into it, and he was putting up some YouTube videos, and then all of a sudden a few weeks ago he got COVID, and I guess it got really bad, and he ended up passing away. So rest in peace, Toby Gamble.
Well, hopefully now he can hunt the other people that were trying to hunt him. So
yeah, right. I'll show you. Speaking of people who have passed away, late Metal Church singer Mike Howe, memorable booklet and tribute shirt coming in December. So that's pretty cool. They're going to have like a special book with all these, I guess, a 60-page tribute book, I guess, with all pictures of Mike Howard in Metal Church and all that. So
have they announced the replacement yet? Or
no, I don't think they even talked about that yet. No, none that I see so far. He just died, what,
a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So who knows?
This is
I don't know.
Around the time they were trying to get Ronnie Monroe on the show. So
who?
The guy that you went there. Okay, never mind.
I got you. That's a good one.
Never heard of him. Did they ever have any other singer besides Mike Howe and Wayne Church?
They had David Wayne. He was the original singer.
David Wayne. That's what I meant. David Wayne. I'm so sorry.
So David Wayne.
So it was just
Mike
Dave Wayne
Howe,
and Mike Howe. That's it.
And the other guy.
And that other guy.
I only know Mike Howe and David Wayne.
Notice we're not even counting him in the list.
Wow. I heard a certain Grata, but my goodness.
Don't turn your back on people who want to give you the time of day.
That's right. Let's see what else we got here. This is you guys like Slipknot, right?
Yes,
I do.
Yeah. Did you see what happened at the recent concert?
A bonfire in Arizona.
Yeah, bonfire in Arizona, and I guess it caused some damage because it's under investigation now.
I'm shocked. A bonfire in a tinderbox caused the fire damage. It's not like you don't have burn permits in Arizona, and I know this for a fact because I have camped in Arizona, and it's a pain in the ass to have a campfire. Yeah. You have to. They have these insane rules that you will be fined heavily for. So, yeah,
they set fire to a stack of lawn chairs, with the scene captured in various social media posts from fans who attended the concert. As a result, Slipknot's performance was stopped for roughly 30 minutes in order to allow the fire department to put out the blaze. Due to delay, Slipknot was reportedly forced to drop Duality and spit it out from its set.
They spit it out their finale.
Their encores. Okay.
Yeah.
Just minutes earlier, the crowd sang happy birthday to Mick Thompson, who is turning 48 years old on Wednesday, before Slipknot launched into All Out Life. All songs, I have no idea what they sound like.
You can't believe that. Like, Slipknot have officially been around 25 years at this point.
Yeah.
They're a lot older than I thought they were. Yeah. That's crazy.
Corey was 29 when the first album came out.
Yeah, when the self-titled one came out. Yeah. So now, yeah, they're so old. Their kids have bands. So
that's true.
Two of their kids are in a band together.
Yeah, and it's Corey Taylor and Clowns. Yeah, they're freaking, and they sound. Corey Taylor's kid sounds like Corey Taylor. It's freaking. It's eerie.
Well, it would be eerie if he was dead.
It's eerie because they sound similar. It's like they got cloned. Jesus Christ, Wayne! Holy shit balls!
What?
There's more. I mean, I'm going to talk about something morbid, but my goodness.
What? Oh, we'll get to that in a minute.
We're getting to that later. That story deserves its own little bit. Oh yeah.
What, Dave Ellison's DNA all over the new Megadeth album?
Okay, what a badly titled
Blabbermouth knew what they were doing.
Yeah, of course they did. This is pretty cool though. Porcupine Tree shares first new song in nearly 12 years and new album announced. Anybody like Porcupine Tree?
I respect them.
Yeah.
Never heard of them.
I've never really heard them. I think I heard one song. I liked it. So I respect their contributions to music. But the funny thing is as an addendum to this story is
an amendment. Yes.
Thank you. Is the fact that people were sharing this and they were flagged by Facebook for spamming. Yes. Yeah. What the fuck's up with that?
I don't know. That happened to more than one person.
Facebook's having a rough time. Okay, they're going through a rebranding. Okay.
Yeah, we're switching over to the metaverse now. So
he decided that he needs to be like Elon and the rest of the supervillains and create his own universe.
Did you watch the video for that thing for him like introducing Meta?
Oh God, no. Okay, so like the last Bay Area tech video I watched was the latest iPhone and the other huge Apple conference, and after that I was just like, all right, guys, we're jumping the shark here with production. Let's just I'm just give me the specs, guys. I don't care about this crap anymore. All right. When I was a kid, I was like all about it. Now I'm just like,
yeah. He's just Zuckerberg is just so weird. Just the way he's like sitting there and describing it. He just looks like a robot. He's not human. There's no possible way this guy is human. Just if you watch the video, it's just creepy.
Can he move his pinky? Can he move his pinky?
I don't know. Probably not.
Someone did a metamorphosis thing between him and a female lookalike, and it ended up being Jen Psaki. I thought that was hilarious.
That was good. That was like the Joe Rogan turning into a horse.
Oh my God.
About that. I mean, I remember when I first quit cigarettes and switched to vaping, and they were like, you can't do that. It's got propylene glycol in it. I'm like, and what? And they're like, well, that's a product that's in antifreeze. I'm like, It's a product in antifreeze. It's not a product from antifreeze. You think I'd be stupid enough to friggin' inhale antifreeze? I might as well friggin' swallow Tide Pods. I mean, what the fuck?
I mean, people smoke crack, so
don't knock the Tide Pods until you try them, though.
I mean, yeah, that's the forbidden fruit. Don't be knocking the forbidden fruit, man.
Wayne, that explains a lot about you. If you eat Tide Pods.
Why do you think I have no hair? Tide Pods.
I thought that was eating Magic Eraser.
All right, well, that too.
I thought you were auditioning for the new Mr. Clean.
No. But anyway, go check out Porcupine Tree. I really, actually, Lou, I think you would enjoy Porcupine Tree a lot if you looked more into them.
I'm sure I would. Like I said, I respect Steven Wilson, and I will.
He does some cool stuff, but he's a little bit of a
weirdo.
I don't know, a little weirdo, and just his opinions on some things kind of turn me off of him. But I like his music. Most of it.
Oh, and you mean another liberal music artist?
No, not even that.
Yeah, he's just I don't know. He's British, so it's it's got
he's British. Are you saying he's a nonce, sir?
He's a very cheeky sense of humor. Like for example, he was asked about Eddie Van Halen, and he said he was never into the wank fest of 80s guitar players. And what happened was Wolfgang Van Halen responded, "Oh, that actually kind of hurts to hear you say that." And Steven Wilson, to his credit, responded, "I didn't mean that as an insult. I apologize. I didn't mean your father was a wank guitar player. It's just he spawned a generation of wank guitar players, but he was a very good guitar player and offered his sincerest condolences." So,
so what you're saying, he has a British sense of humor, and sometimes that flies over people's head.
Bingo.
Right. Yeah,
there you go.
Unfortunately, like I'm used to Finnish humor, which is way drier. So like that stuff, like I would have laughed about that. I'd been like, that's funny.
The only Finnish sense of humor I've ever seen was that XYZ throat lozenge commercial with the black metal band. I'll have to send it to you. It was pretty funny though.
That one's hilarious.
I will say this though about Steven Wilson. He did a great job remixing and remastering the Black Sabbath, the recent reissues of the Ozzy era. He did some great remixes on that.
Yeah, he does a good job. He did some other bands too. I just can't remember what they were, but yeah, he does really good remixes. Good stuff. Kiss, one of your favorite bands, Lou, right? Especially the new version of Kiss, right?
Again, I will always love them for what they've done, not for what they're doing.
Well,
they're not doing anything.
Yeah, they're not doing anything now because now their Las Vegas, which we just spoke about a few minutes ago, residency has been canceled due to soft ticket sales.
In other words, people have wised up. Very good.
Yeah, pretty much, I guess.
Even Vegas will say no after a while, okay?
They did play Vegas at one point, though, didn't they? This isn't their second time they've been there?
I think they did do a residency.
Yeah, I think they did. But yeah, not again. But hey, I can understand it because especially now, a lot of people are still afraid to go to concerts. I mean, I've seen videos with hundreds and thousands of people at concerts, and I know those people aren't afraid. But maybe people that still like Kiss in their age, maybe not really wanting to go to Kiss.
I mean, I was at the Clutch concert at the Paramount, and let me just say this: Clutch sounds as good now as they did 20 years ago when I first saw them. Yeah. I feel bad for James. I please understand. When I was a kid, Kiss meant the world to me.
Let the chopper spray. Just rip the Band-Aid off.
You couldn't give me a ticket for free to see them now. Because I would freaking this is my face when Paul Stanley sings now. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't want to waste my time for 2 hours doing that.
Who's worse though now, Vince Neil or Paul Stanley?
Ooh.
Yes,
it's one or the other. Come on.
You know what?
Oh my God.
What? I think they're auditioning for something. I think they're auditioning for the new CIA torture music.
Yeah, because it's Venom black metal. It doesn't fit the bill anymore. But here's the funny thing. Phil Lewis of LA Guns was recently on a podcast of Bay Ragney. Now, I don't know if any of you guys know who that is, but his name in ECW was Chubby Dudley. So now he's a podcaster interviewing musicians. He had Phil Lewis on the show, and he asked him, he's like, how is it that after 25 plus years of LA Guns, and even 40 years from when you were in the band Girl with Phil Cullen of Def Leppard, you still have your voice? And he says, because I take care of it. He's like, unlike someone from the stadium tour where people are going to drop wads amounts of cash to see them, I take care of my voice. And he's right. He does. Phil Lewis sounds as good now as he did when the first LA Guns album came out in 88. Yeah. Can't say that about Vince. And it hurts to say that because I did love the Crew at one point, but no. I don't want to. I want to hear "Kickstart My Heart," not "Keystart My Heart."
that is hilarious. Yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. And Paul Stanley, I get to it because he's old, man. I mean, you can't expect him to hit those notes.
Mick Jagger can still hit those notes at freaking 150 years old.
He did not scream. He did not do what Paul Stanley did, though.
Here's the thing, though, Wayne.
He doesn't hit those high notes.
He still knocks Pete and Ace to this day and calls them drug addicts that have never went past their prime. They're past their prime. And I'm just like, dude, your voice was past its prime 20 years ago. Like, what are you talking about? Really, Pod, have you met Kettle?
No, he's never. Ironically, never met it.
I get it. But still, I know where he's coming from, and I'm just saying, he's old, man. What are you gonna do? Not
a good enough excuse. Next, Tony Bennett has Alzheimer's, can still do it. Okay, get off the level.
He'll forget half of the words.
I didn't even know Tony Bennett had Alzheimer's.
Yeah. He actually just had to cancel the tour because of that.
Because he's having issues with it,
which
sucks because Tony Bennett's a freaking legend.
I left my heart in San Bernardino. What? Who said that?
Oh, that's mean. That's cold, Lou. San Bernardino didn't deserve that.
All right, that's it for the music news for now. James, I said...
Sorry, had to do that.
So, guys, I know up north, you guys might not be the best on college football.
No,
but you guys, but Lou, you dealt with. You were in Nashville for a little bit. You understand that SEC football and football in the South is a little bit different than the pros.
Football is life, especially college football in the South.
Yes, it's religion, and that's the one thing everyone goes there. So, I have a story. Huh?
Soccer football?
No.
American football.
No, American football.
I'm just trying to help out my our European.
Okay, so excuse me. Yes, Americanized football. And they actually get it in Europe. They actually get college and pro football games there now.
Yeah.
But you've heard of the University of Texas, correct? The Texas Longhorns.
Sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they have a coach that is a special teams coordinator who does the kicking and field goals and stuff like that. Well, when he was at the University of Alabama, he left his wife and kids for a exotic dancer with the eloquent name as Pole Assassin. Now,
what?
Her name
Pole Assassin.
Pole Assassin.
Resume.
And that's not all.
Actually, her real name is Daniela Banks, and she and her notable claim to fame was that she was on the Jerry Springer Show as one of the dancers, and that her emotional support monkey is also to the show. Yes, she has a pet monkey,
a little capuchin monkey.
A little capuchin monkey that is her emotional support monkey. So this man leaves his wife and kids for this woman
and monkey.
And
he wanted to touch the monkey. We know. Go ahead.
Yeah, he wanted to shock the monkey. And then I'm laughing at my own jokes already because this story gets wild. So this happened over Halloween. So they moved to Texas where he got a job as special team coordinator, and they have a house out there in Austin, Texas, and they decided to have a little haunted house for Halloween at their house on the little side part. And so, bring the kids in there because, of course, they're going to get a lot of kids.
Mm.
Well, something happens between 7 and 9:30 where a young child was bitten by said emotional support monkey. So much that they had to pry the jaws off of the monkey off this child. The child has not been named and nor has been recognized. However, this was only the first injury this child would get, because the second injury it would receive was from being thrown under the bus from said pole assassin by saying the child was not only in a spot where it wasn't supposed to be, it was trespassing. Thus, it should have been bitten by said monkey.
He was trick-or-treating.
It was trick-or-treating in the house. However, it went through a gate which had a very well written sign in handprint of said different capitalization and lowercase letters in the same word of do not trespass. This is a emotional support monkey. So yes,
Does it say how old this kid was?
No, they did not. However, here is her official statement during the video where she's showing how the child got through the gate. It is sad that people have to go all out of the way to prove that a person is lying. Here's the gate. Here's what happened at the haunted house action happened. And yes, I do clean up fast. That shit's gone. Here is the gate. Every child and parent was told to turn around. And when they got to, it was closed and blocked off with balloons. This is how far the kid went in my backyard without permission, all the way to where my animals live. And watch this. I don't even play when it comes to my animals. I don't know all the legal rules on them. Do not enter emotional support animal, no touching. How could she, the monkey, viciously bite someone if they didn't stick their hand in there where it didn't belong? This is her home and her home only. And it's only clear as the day on the gate. Do not touch. No one's allowed back without my permission.
I wish you would have read that in a different voice.
Don't tempt him.
I am not going to be called for said things if I actually went with how that she actually talked.
I can hear it with the words. But you're gonna put balloons on an area where you don't want people to go, especially children. Kids see balloons and they're going to that spot.
Yeah,
exactly. That not turn around. They're going to go through because there's obviously more things behind the balloons.
There's something there. You got to go get the balloons.
There was something there. There was a monkey.
Might be more balloons.
Exactly. There was a monkey.
That was one angry monkey.
That was an angry monkey. But news of this started coming out, and it's just been one more shit show after another. Surprisingly, this man is not from, nor I don't believe the dancer is from the state of Florida, which is also the biggest shocking news of the situation, that they are not Florida people. Because this would be a normal day in Florida. However, this Florida being in Texas, this is abnormal.
I think it's abnormal with a name like pole dancer. I'm used to girls with names like Diamond.
Sir. Yeah, the pole assassin. The whole name correctly.
Sorry, her name is pole assassin. Her profession is pole dancer. But regardless,
there we go. Exactly.
I mean, I'm used to them having names like Mystique or Diamond or Mercedes or Sophia or Cheryl.
Nope.
Pole assassin.
Pole assassin.
Sounds like a Black Widow wannabe who goes out and kills Polish people, if you ask me, but neither here nor there.
Be careful at Europa nightclub, okay?
How's the kid? Does it say how the kid is?
The kid, there is no.
Doesn't go into more details.
There's no details on.
He'll never eat bananas the same way again.
But yes, so in Austin, Texas, there was a pole dancer by the name of Pole Assassin having a haunted house, and a kid walking out of there with a bloody hand from a bite from a monkey.
It's crazy. It's the last thing you think of when you go trick or treating. A monkey's gonna get you.
Exactly. Or maybe that's the next attraction for the haunted house is a monkey coming at them.
It could be. That could be a nice little thing there. That would scare me. A little monkey coming at you. You don't know what they're gonna do. They jump on you, poop on you, throw poop at you.
Yeah.
That's always my biggest fear with monkeys.
Yeah. Bite your face off, rip your face off, rip your arms off.
That's chimpanzees, yes.
Oh, I'm wrong monkey.
Yeah, wrong species. But yeah, so it was just one of those things I saw, and I was like, you know what, I got to get some people who are not used to college football and not used to how crazy it is, because in that same weekend, Michigan and Michigan State played, And when Michigan State won their game, they won a giant Paul Bunyan statue, and then they proceeded to burn a couch and tip over a brand new Ford 4Runner or Toyota 4Runner, and started beating the hell out of this brand new car. And the week before that, at a Tennessee game, person got arrested for throwing a golf ball at the opposing head coach and throwing a full bottle of French's yellow mustard at the referees for a blown call.
Hey, whatever's in your reach, right? You gotta just throw it.
Well, the theories going around to that was that wasn't a full mustard bottle of mustard. However, because of Neyland Stadium, you sometimes have to be, as not that I would condone drinking during a football game. You have to be a little bit more. You have to be a little bit more discreet with hiding your beverages.
So put it in a mustard bottle.
Yes.
That's not strange at all. Because he does it every week.
No, because they pat you down. So they won't check the mustard bottle for what's inside the mustard bottle container. Exactly. So, and because they don't allow Music is Life cups in there, which you could buy at, I know, I'm sorry, but you can still purchase those wonderful cups and keep your beverages nice and warm during the winter times.
You should say they have a Music is Life mustard or ketchup bottle.
Now I'm giving him ideas.
Don't give me any ideas.
Yes. So,
or you could get a Music is Life dildo and go fuck yourself.
Perfect for those lonely nights, ladies.
Continue.
Or guys, we're not judging.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. It's not our thing. We don't judge. Anyway, but yeah, so we're still waiting for French's yellow mustard to be the official sponsor of Tennessee athletics. So, or Titleist will take either one. Or Topgolf. We will, we just give us some money so I can pay off my freaking student debt from that university.
I went to a Topgolf in South Carolina. It was a lot of fun.
Those things are awesome.
I'm a horrible golfer, but I still had a lot of fun.
It's a bar. It's literally a better, nicer sports bar for playing with a driving range in it.
And they have wings there. So
yeah.
I played golf once. I was terrible.
Well,
putt or real golf?
Real golf.
Okay.
Yeah, bad.
Golf in general, you're bad. It's just levels of bad. The people who are less bad get paid a lot of money to be less bad at golf than us schlubs.
It's the whole way you got to hold the the stick thing.
The club.
I couldn't think of the name of it. Sorry.
Billy Baroo. Oh, Billy. Oh, Billy.
Listen, I'm the word assassin.
Kalima.
I was quoting Caddyshack. You're quoting Temple of Doom. What the hell?
I am. Yes. What am I supposed to do? There was no good chance in Happy Gilmore. What else golf movie can I do?
Is there any other golf movies?
Tin Cup is the other one, but there was
Caddyshack too. But we don't
Caddyshack,
discuss that.
Yeah.
Whoa. No.
We don't talk about Caddyshack too.
No. Tin Cup. There's no good things. Slight win left or right. I recommend The Shovel. That's about the best one I got for Tin Cup. But yeah,
never heard of that.
I remember I'm a sports fan. I'm the only sports fan too. Maybe that's what when you guys were all like focusing on who and what and where and what and what equipment they're using. I was doing stupid sports facts.
Yeah, no, I never gave a shit about any facts of anything.
I have to admit, my love for sports fell out when Don Mattingly left the New York Yankees.
I hate Don Mattingly.
Oh, he's my favorite Yankee of all time.
He's a Dodger in my eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing that I liked about sports was Darryl Strawberry, and I only liked him because of his name was Strawberry.
I watched him on my 13th birthday murder a baseball in San Francisco.
Yeah,
I watched him hit one like 450 feet. He killed a baseball. I watched it. It was amazing.
And then I also used to buy baseball cards, and I wasn't really a baseball fan, but I still had them anyway for some reason. I did play baseball when I was a kid. And we had a yard sale, and I know I had a Don Mattingly in there or whatever, and I sold all the cards at the yard sale, and this guy offered me like $10, and I had a stack of cards. It was a whole book full of cards and everything, and the guy saw the good cards in there, and he got away good price. Stupid me. I was only like probably 10 years old, so I didn't know
as a kid, my dad still has my baseball cards because I've got like something like a Tony Gwynn rookie card, stuff like that. I got some really good like young early 90s rookie cards that my dad still holds on to. So I think that's some some mythical savings plan that we have.
I admit I gave all my baseball cards to my friend Tom Crimmins, and he gave them to his son Thomas Robert, and he's so grateful for them. He still thanks me to this day, and he's a huge baseball buff now. So
Which, by the way, congratulations to the Atlanta Braves for winning the World Series, beating the cheaters, the Houston Astros, last night.
Why cheaters?
Oh, you never heard about that?
No,
the elaborate scheme on how the Houston Astros won their world championship. So they had people in the clubhouse watching on videotape the signs of the opposing team, and when there was a pitch that they knew that was going to be hittable, they would bang on a trash can, audible enough for them to hear. And allegedly other ways of electronic, what they call the electronic espionage.
Do you truly believe this?
Yeah, well, yeah, they had their manager got fined for 2 years. He was suspended from baseball.
Huh. Well, then the right team won this time around.
Yes, I didn't care. I didn't care. I said they should have been cheating more because they were playing the Dodgers, whom I detest with unbridled passion.
Got it. I will say this though, I do love going to minor league baseball games.
Oh, they're the best. That was my best job ever. I did a 1 season as a minor league baseball program and souvenir salesman. And it was the best 80 something games. I got paid to watch baseball.
That is pretty cool. I've been to 2 Cyclones games and I think 3 Ducks games and 2 Carolina Pelicans, I think.
That must be the Myrtle Beach team.
Yes.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach Pelicans. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all A ball, and the team I was working for, the Tennessee Smokies, is a double A ball team. So they at that time they were the Cardinals affiliate, and Yadier Molina that was his rookie season, first time out of the Dominican Republic and everything, and I got to watch him. I got to watch a bunch of guys rehab start through there. It was very fun because it's such a loose atmosphere. I'm in the newspaper for spraying kids with water bottles.
Sounds like
fun. They did a whole pictorial on me doing that. So there's like someone from the local newspaper saw me do it one night because I was bored. And it was like 95 degrees on a summer day in Tennessee. And I was like, I'm going to spray people with water. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought I was going to get fired for that. And I didn't. They actually condoned that, and I was like, "What? You guys not like here's $60. You're gonna spray people with water for the newspaper." I'm like, "Okay,
here's a Super Soaker cannon. Have fun."
Oh no, I had to use the official Tennessee Smokies squirt fan thing that we could sell.
Got it.
Merchandising.
I was just trying to look for something. We were talking about cards, and a friend of mine, I think it was last year. He goes to me, I have this, my father-in-law has a bunch of hockey cards or whatever, and he had this one hockey card, and my friend drew on it. It's kind of worth, some money or whatever, but he drew a big penis on it because he got pissed off at his father-in-law.
Whose card was it?
His father-in-law's card.
I mean, who was on the card?
No. The player.
I don't remember the player. I can't remember. I'll have to ask him.
Because if he drew a giant penis on like a Gordie Howe one or something like that would be hilarious.
No, I'm thinking Wayne Gretzky, but I'm probably pretty sure it's wrong.
Oh, Wayne Gretzky.
It might have been, but I could be wrong on it. I was trying to find a picture. It's not
the great ones.
Yeah,
dude, I'm not even a hockey fan. I wouldn't fuck with a Wayne Gretzky card.
Well, he was so pissed off at his father-in-law that he
there are lines, there are fucking lines, bro.
Not father-in-law, his stepfather.
It doesn't matter. That's a line you don't cross.
There's a fucking line there. There's a line he crossed.
He did, but that's how pissed he was.
That's like in the Sandlot thing where the kid plays with the Babe Ruth baseball. You just don't fucking do things like this.
That's not a pillow fight in my neighborhood. That's a gunfight. You understand?
That's a missing kid report.
I know. I know it, but he never found out that he did it. And then when he came over,
if I find out that kid could be freaking grown and have family, he's gonna be missing.
I know. So anyway, last year he tells me about this and he goes, "Can you fix this card for me?" Because now he's feeling bad that he did it or whatever. So he wanted me to fix the card. And
You
I'm
can't
like,
fix it if you drew on
I
it.
know.
Put a marker to friggin'
The thing
penis.
was, right. The thing was the card wasn't like really perfect to begin with. And somehow it got like oil on like this spot or whatever, where he ended up drawing it on there. So it did have a little imperfection on it anyway. So he gives me the card. He's like, what can you do with this? And I'm like, I have no idea. So, I tried the best I could. I took some colored pencils. My mother even helped me try to, erase his penis on there and colored in as best as possible. And so far, I haven't heard anything bad. So,
wait, maybe you
we
should go into
okay.
card restoration. We'll erase your penises for free.
It wasn't that good. If I can find that picture,
it's for every 5 penis removals, get 1 free.
If I can find the picture, I'll put it in the chat. I'll have to message him.
Oh my god! If it's a Wayne Gretzky or any one of those sacred ones, that's.
I know it was somebody that would be kind of worth some money. Nothing like huge thousands of dollars, but probably hundreds or whatever.
Shame. I'm severely disappointed.
He didn't really get along with his stepfather.
Yeah, so. I don't care. I mean, I had issues with my stepfather, but my goodness.
I know. What else are we doing? Oh, finally, we get to the end of the show. We're going to talk about the band WhiteChapel. It's my first time. I know. I've known this band forever, and I love the logo. And I used to love to get bands by their album covers. And I remember them being one of the bands where I liked the album cover, and I checked them out. And I listened to a few songs, and just was not for me. So I don't know how many years later, but now I finally listened to a full album, the new album called Kin. And yes. I'll let you guys. I mean, who's like the original guy here that
I'm gonna hand this to Lou only because I'm gonna give this to Lou because I mean for me they were the what I called the next wave of bands out of Knoxville when I was following the Knoxville music scene with Straight Line Stitch in 10 years and all that. So I'm gonna give this one to Lou because then I got into them after Lou reminded me of them.
So they came out with their first album 2007's The Somatic Defilement. I didn't hear about them until 2009 when This Is Exile was already out. And the interesting thing about how I first heard about them, I'm driving on the Grand Central Parkway, just leaving my mother's house in Astoria, Queens, driving home to Hicksville where I lived. And I got the window down because it's a summer day. And all of a sudden I'm hearing This Is Exile blast from this dude's car. And I'm like, yo, dude, what are you listening to? And he's like, WhiteChapel. I'm like, thanks, it's really good. He's like, yeah, they're great. And, I listened to the album, didn't think anything, extraordinary, but I was like, okay, it's good. Fast forward to 2014, Metal Blade was heavily promoting their album at the time called Our Endless War. First thing that they did was release a lyric video for the song The Saw Is the Law. Now, so as far as I'm concerned, this was my first time really listening to WhiteChapel, and I was completely blown away by how tight they sounded, how great the guitar sounded. Found out that there were 3 of them. Really impressed with Phil Bozeman's vocals. As far as I'm concerned, the best lyricist and best phrasing in the genre of deathcore. Now, I don't think too much of the genre. There's some bands from it that I do like. WhiteChapel obviously being the biggest one. I also like Suicide Silence and a couple of other bands. It just got to a point where I was like, okay, these guys definitely set the blueprint. They set the formula, but then everyone else after that followed suit. So it got to a point where from that genre, I was really only listening to Suicide Silence and WhiteChapel. But I thought WhiteChapel was the best, not because of Our Endless War, even though I think that album was amazing. But then I heard their 2012 release, their self-titled, and I was blown away. In my opinion, one of my favorite albums ever. It's one that I still listen to annually. Yeah, they do fall under the subgenre of deathcore, but it's really just a good fucking metal album. And I defy anybody to tell me otherwise. so many great classic songs on that. And especially the instrumental track, which I forgot the name of it, but let me just look it up real quick. So it's their 2012 album, self-titled, and standout tracks on that one I would recommend are the opening one, Make It Bleed, I Dementia, Section 8, Devoid, that's the instrumental track, and the closing track, Possibilities of an Impossible Existence. I mean, the whole album is just worth it. By the time their album Mark of the Blade came out, that's when they kind of started deviating away from the whole deathcore thing and started showing their songwriting prowess. So to me, when I think of Whitechapel, I don't think of just a great metal band, but I think of a great dynamic songwriting team. And that may deviate from what a lot of, people who love them or like them think about them, but I don't care. That's just my opinion of them. My favorite band to come from the Knoxville area.
Yeah, well, I mean, and there's everyone goes, oh, Knoxville, Tennessee, who came out of there, little band, 10 years. Another band people might have heard of, called Shinedown. They claim Jacksonville, Florida. The lead singer came from Knoxville, and Straight Line Stitch and a lot of other bands came out of that area. I actually got into them when Lou was talking about them, and I started playing, and it was When a Demon Defiles a Witch from the Valley album. And that whole album is freaking awesome in my opinion. Because like I think I put Hickory Creek on the latest one, which I love that song because it reminded me of Alice Cooper a little bit. So like I was going for the Alice Cooper-ish type vibes because it was kind of slow, but it was kind of demonic sounding and having the weird lyrics and everything like that. And yeah, they don't sound like they're three Southern boys from East Tennessee until they start talking.
I'd have to say that the song "The Saw Is the Law" is where they really show their love for the South and where they're from.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, also their album covers. I mean, I think I know a bunch of them have the TriStar, we call it, from the flag, that the 3 stars were signifying the 3 regions of Tennessee.
In the Buzzsaw,
yes, in the Brotherhood of the Blade, and from Whitechapel album, and Endless War has the saw blade flag, which looks like the Tennessee flag. Because it even has, if I remember correctly, it even has a border on it like the Tennessee flag does. It says like.
I will say one thing though: to experience them on record is amazing. To experience them live is something completely different.
So
they were one of the best bands on Mayhem Fest when I saw them with King Diamond and Slayer. Those were my top 3 that night.
So I actually have neighbors in my apartment complex. They moved from Florida to Knoxville just for Whitechapel.
That's crazy.
And then they said as soon as they moved from Fort Lauderdale, Whitechapel made it big and started touring nationally. And they just stayed because they like it here. So it's a nice place. I mean, there's a lot of music going on here. There's a lot of music festivals people don't know about that happen. And there's a lot of places to play music, even though they're not quote unquote big areas. There's still a lot of stages you could play at. So a lot of bands actually have chances to play.
I don't think I'd ever leave where I live just to go live somewhere a band is from. That's weird.
You've never been to Knoxville, Tennessee, sir?
No, not yet. Eventually, one day.
A lot of musicians from the East Coast did migrate to LA in the 80s.
Yeah, I know, but still, I would not move to Germany just because Halloween is there. That's just silly to me.
Oh, I mean, have you been to Germany? It's
no, I haven't.
Nice.
We're talking stateside, not pretzels. Country.
Yeah, we're also not traveling to another continent. We're talking about moving freaking 2 states.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, they're my favorite band. That was their favorite band.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because like I was talking to them about the new album. They're like, oh, "There's a new Whitechapel album."
Yeah, they didn't know.
You figured they'd be fans; they would know.
Jeez.
But no, unfortunately, a lot of people didn't know. I didn't know until Amazon Music showed up. Going, "Hey, I know you're a fan of Whitechapel. Would you like to try to listen to their new music?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I only knew, and actually, I thought it was supposed to come out next year. The way I got the email, I must have read it wrong or something. But I thought it was not going to be released for a while.
Well, I think they were trying to release it last year, but then COVID.
We all know what happened.
Yeah.
What?
And every band, and like it was kind of cool that a lot of the bands came home and started doing like local concerts for the community of Knoxville. Like I know we have a kind of like a punk Irish music band called Cutthroat Shamrock. They did a St. Patrick's Day thing.
I
I
love the
actually went,
name.
so the funny thing is I knew about them. I went to school with their bassist. So we graduated the same class and everything from Jefferson County, Tennessee. And so they did a lot of shit. We used to have a music festival here called Sundown in the City. And we used to bring in like actual like main bands, like Gavin Rosdale played one time and it rained, which was hilarious. We had the presidents of the United States of America come. We had Arrested Development come. So we had a bunch of crazy bands come just into Knoxville for free concerts.
I wish we had shows like that in freaking New York, but it's all these hoity-toity like hipster fests, and I have no love for that.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know. We blast Slayer to get rid of the hipsters in Knoxville.
Good stuff.
Oh yeah, we have Disciple on cue, ready to go.
All right. So, who wants to talk about the new album first? I mean, Lou, go first.
Well, I
You guys
have to
know the band
admit,
more.
what's that?
Since you guys know the band more than I do.
So 11 tracks, 48 minutes, and I will say this. I still stand that their 2012 album is my favorite thing they've ever done. That's not to insult this album. And I don't think this album fell below the standards that I have for Whitechapel. If anything, it really shows that they've grown more as songwriters. I mean, from the first track alone, I Will Find You, like you hear traces of old Whitechapel in there. And then all of a sudden you hear Phil, break into his singing voice when there's a breakdown where you would expect it to continue on this heavy path. And I have to say that I love this album, and I especially love this song because of its use of dynamics. It's heavy where it needs to be, and it's quieter where it needs to be, and it helps to make the song mean something, which is something that a lot of musicians fail to do, because some of them are either just too quiet for their own good. A lot of them are just like at 100% full speed, and here it just weighs perfectly. A couple of the songs are throwbacks for me for previous Whitechapel albums, such as Lost Boy, The Ones That Made Us, and To the Wolves. But I'd have to say that my two favorite tracks on these are A Bloodsoaked Symphony and Anti-Cure. And
those songs are really good.
I could have sworn that Phil was going a little Corey Taylor-ish a little bit on that, but that's not
I could definitely see that with Anti-Cure. A Bloodsoaked Symphony is just them doing Whitechapel. I think that's just them going to their bread and butter.
That was mostly meant for Anti-Cure, but that's not a bad thing, because I think Corey Taylor is a great singer, screamer and singer and rapper. But I think they have Orphan as their single right now. Good choice for a first single. I will say that History is Silent, almost Toolish meets 10 years ish. There, James, I just dropped love for another Knoxville band.
Yes.
And Ken, I thought was a great choice for a closing track.
Yeah, so I agree with that one.
I'd have to give the album 8.5 out of 10. I thought they really did good, and especially considering where they came from, this is a band that's growing, and I want to see Whitechapel continue to follow this path of growth and development as songwriters. Doesn't need to be deathcore to be a good album. Just it has to be good songs, and they got it. So, fucking A, Whitechapel.
No,
oh, sorry, Wayne. I was gonna go with mine, but you go ahead.
I know, but can I talk?
Yeah, well, it is your show.
I don't know. Can you?
I don't know. Can you talk?
It is my show.
May you? Yes.
I was talking to you guys in Messenger about this band and about this album. You were saying this is the slowest album out of all of their discography, basically, right?
Yeah.
I forgot where I was even going now. Go ahead, James. You sidetracked me.
Yes, I did it. No, and I felt, I think at first I was kind of mad because I make this joke and but it's such rooted in truth that every Knoxville band that makes it big seems like they have to have a slow album. I mean, 10 Years did it.
Oh, I know what I was going to say now, but
yeah, right. Yeah, that they all have to do a slow album. I mean, Copper did it, 10 Years did it, Straight Line Stitch did it. They, of course, Shinedown was, they're the kings of doing that. And it's just, I feel like, I think at first I was mad that they were going slower, but then I listened to it again and it was a lot more melodic. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I see what they're doing now. They're trying to branch out and try to do different things. They're trying to do more like, subliminal verses instead of Iowa, for Slipknot references and stuff like that. So they're not, I don't think they went away from it because, I mean, yeah, Bloodsoaked Symphony is just freaking punches you in the face. And I'm like, okay, you guys still have your fastball. You're just trying to throw changeups and curveballs here. So I thought History of Silence was one of they're probably their better song outside of Bloodsoaked Symphony. I think that's their second best song on this whole album. And I didn't enjoy it as much as the other albums, but that's not because I don't respect what they tried to do here. I think I think our Endless War is their better album. And me and Lou can disagree with that till the cows come home, but that doesn't matter.
Hey man, to each their own.
Yep, different strokes for different folks. And but I think it's a great album. I thought I wouldn't call it their best album, but I wouldn't call it a terrible album. When it was like, like I said, I wish it was a little bit faster. Yeah, but that's because that's what I expect from WhiteChapel. And I'm a dumb fan. Like what Steve Jobs used to say, they don't know what they want yet. So
well, like I said before, they set the blueprint for deathcore. Now it's time for them to set the blueprint for Whitechapel as songwriters. And unlike other bands, I'm looking forward to what they're going to do next.
Yeah. And now I remember what I was going to say is now that you guys are saying it, this is like the slower album. And with the melodic vocals, you think they're going to do a lot more of that and steer away from the growling and shit that they do more of?
I can see that
they're going to get away from that.
I don't think they'll entirely go away from it, but I'll see them go more like System of a Down went away from it and went to one more of their core, but they felt like doing sounds.
Well, if I were to compare one band that would do that, it would probably be All That Remains, because I think that Phil Labonte from that band, I think he's completely abandoned. Well, no, actually, him and Matt Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold have completely abandoned their scream singing. I don't think Whitechapel would do that. I think they would probably intersperse more clean vocals and death growls in there. Just my, because I can't see them really deviating from that. I think if anything, the songs will be stronger. But Phil, I mean, that's his singing style.
Yeah. Well, being the new guy to this band, that harsh vocal thing, I mean, I'm really not into it usually, and I wasn't when I first heard this album, and the vocals just were like, I don't know, he was just like screaming over music, it just didn't kind of fit. But on a second listen, I kind of understood it more. But of course, with the stuff that I listened to, I like the slower type stuff, like Anti-Cure and History Silent, Orphan, Without Us, Kin. Those songs are awesome. I can listen. Actually, I put those songs on my playlist, so I can hear those whenever they pop up on shuffle. But some of the harder songs, they're okay. I like them, but I don't know. I'm just still not too much into that yelling and screaming type stuff. Even though there's bands that I do like with the yelling and screaming, but just the way it's always got to be like a certain way they have to do it. Like with like Shadows Fall, like the way he screams. It took me a while to get into that, but I like the way he does his stuff. It fits with the music. So I think if I listen to this band a little bit more, I might get used to that. But I do like the melodic stuff a lot more.
So yeah, I could understand what you're saying there. If you're like, if the hardest stuff that you're the most yelling you've heard is more like Shadows Fall, I can see where you get that, because it does sound like there's no musicality to it. Right. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, the music is good. I mean, music is awesome. Drums and guitars.
No, I meant the musicality with the singing.
Yeah. No, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I have to respectfully disagree with that statement. I mean,
No, it's my show. You can't disagree with me.
Thank you. Like I hear a band like Unearth, and that's a band I cannot hear clean singing with that music. I can only hear.
He's only
no,
yelling.
Of course.
I can only hear Trevor singing the way he does because that's the only way that it would fit.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a band like that, it would work with that band. But I could see Whitechapel just completely maybe getting rid of those shouting vocals and using the clean vocals because he's got an awesome voice, like awesome, really great.
He does. But I know a song that they still perform from their back catalog is "This Is Exile." You can't sing that clean. No way.
If it's a song, if it's something that will not work whatsoever, then yes, please don't do that.
They're not like Unearth or Norma Jean where they do. Which actually, I saw those guys in concert together. That was wild.
Damn, you dropped Norma Jean reference. Wow.
Dude, yeah. So I saw a concert with Unearth, Norma Jean, and Red Chord all at once. My ears were ringing for weeks. It was great.
Only weeks, should have been months.
Yeah, exactly. Good one. God damn it.
But anyway,
his deep voice. The lead singer's natural voice is very deep. It's kind of weird. It's not East Tennessee high pitch, which is different. You come out here, you might hear a little bit of a high pitched type accent than you do normal dark deeper one.
But what I did like about the album is it had a lot of different things going on. I mean, maybe a little bit it was kind of like uneven because it would be heavy at one point and then it goes like soft and then go back to heavy again, and then something seemed kind of abrupt to me the way like some of the songs were. But I don't know. I actually did like the album, and I probably get maybe 7.5, 8 ish. I think it was that good. A lot of stuff reminded me of like Anathema. I don't know if a lot of you guys even know who that is.
That's an interesting reference. I could see that similarity.
Yeah, and it was another band too that a lot of Mudvayne. I hear that in this too, especially when it goes to like the clean vocals.
Yeah, Mudvayne around the time that. Not LD50, but the period afterwards.
No, but after that, like the last few albums that they did. But I hear a lot of that. Yeah.
Hold on, I'll make sure I do the right one. I'll make sure you get the right name of those.
The End of All Things to Come, I think the album is called. Right.
Yeah, I believe. End of All Things to Come and Lost and Found.
Yeah.
Definitely Lost and Found vibes. I get that one.
Yep, I definitely heard a lot of that stuff, and so like I said, I mean, first time hearing this band, like a whole full album, I actually did like it pretty much. I'm not going to go out and buy it because it's not something that I'm like, really crazy about, but I did put it on my playlist, and I will be listening to more of these songs, and maybe I'll go back in the old catalog and listen to some of the older stuff too. But like I said, I like the more melodic stuff. So if they don't have more of that, then I don't know if I'll like it as much. But
I think you may like their self-titled, even though there's no clean vocals on it, but there is a lot of melodic passages in there.
Yeah, our Endless War has a lot of genting going on in it.
It's very genty.
Very genty. A ton of it. The Valley is a lot like that. Like I said, like when I put Hickory Creek on the Alice Cooper playlist one, that one's a lot more got melodic parts in it. It does also have the faster stuff and the harder stuff. Like when I do Into Files a Witch, he all of a sudden he's freaking yelling, and next thing you know he's singing.
The funny thing is though, James, I discovered our Endless War around the same time that I discovered Periphery 2, This Time It's Personal, and Animals as Leaders. So yeah, I thought they were a gent band. But
I can see why.
With our Endless War, yes.
Because they out gent bands, yes.
Oh,
you don't think I did like the other thing I did like was the story too, on the album. Yeah. And at first I thought he was talking about like his wife and kids or something, just the way he was talking about, but apparently it's about like his made up brother or something, right?
I haven't heard what the actual album's about, but sounds like something that would go with the whole theme of everything. It was like somebody like the adopted brother or something like that.
Yeah. I have a thing here. It's from sonicperspectives.com. It's like a review, but he gave like a little thing of what like the album is about. It's a what if storyline that brings in an element of cosmic horror. The resulting plot line can be summed up as an alternate world where every choice made by Phil himself is the wrong one. leading his fictitious twin, for which the album is named, to a state of ruin, not all that different from the nightmare scenarios that frequently accompany a proper extreme metal experience. The surrounding music proves mostly effective in tying this dark, partly supernatural story together. So, after I read that, it kind of made more sense to me. And yeah, like I said, it's a good album. I like the story too. So
he is a very prolific songwriter, lyricist who uses a lot of poetic license to conjure up the images that he does. You know, he also experienced a very tough childhood, I think, from what I remember, right? I think like his parents passed when he was young.
I haven't been able to hear about. Yeah, I've heard that he had a very traumatic. I know at least middle school, high school age. Of course, also just being a metal kid, being in East Tennessee, that's you're not known as one of the cool popular kids. Yeah, you're not one of the cool kids being a metal, even if you're in a band. This is the one place where I don't think band guys get laid as much as the average bear.
Probably not, but I mean, definitely, probably, I would say one of my favorite lyricists of the past 15 years. I mean, he's
younger ones,
really
yes,
good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As a young songwriter, he's got a lot of chops.
Yeah, I think they're only in their early 30s. So WhiteChapel definitely has a long career ahead of them.
Early 30s. I thought they were still in their like mid 20s, but yeah.
No, they were in their late 20s when Our Endless War came out.
Okay.
I mean, they were kids when Somatic Defilement came out.
Yeah. They were like 10 years where they're freaking, when I first saw them, they were freaking freshmen in high school. So
we're talking what year you first experienced 10 years, because I heard of them 2005 with Wasteland, which I thought was a killer song.
Oh, no. I'm talking 2001.
Jeez. Oh.
So okay. You know what Wasteland's about, correct?
We discussed this on my episode, right?
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we talked about it. It's Renfro, the actor from, that's his cousin. Or trying to help his cousin, out of a drug thing that he can never get himself out of.
Yeah, and it's after you mentioned that I read the lyrics. I was like, oh wow, I never got that. Okay, because the video gives you different.
Oh yeah, they're talking about children poverty and all that stuff.
Because making music for MTV too needs to be special and mean something.
Yeah. They were special and meant something. And actually, I remember Straight Line Stitch when they had male vocalists and not the female vocalist that they got famous with. So
definitely gonna have to do an episode of Music is Life where we talk about music of Knoxville.
Oh boy.
And not Roy Clark, because we always deviate from Roy Clark.
And I feel so bad about that, really, honestly.
It was a fun episode. It was one of my favorite ones. I just couldn't get you to sign off.
It wouldn't stop. It was the show that could never end.
I really love my adopted home state of Tennessee. I really do. It's very special, and I feel like people, it's one of the weirdest, best cradles of music, because I mean, you've got everything from 3-6 Mafia to freaking Dolly Parton in the state.
Mm-hmm.
And Whitechapel
and everything in between too. Yeah, because I mean, you've got all of that stuff. You got Nashville, you got Memphis, you got Chattanooga, the Tri-Cities where bluegrass is king. I think they got like a bluegrass thing that they do every year. And they got Big Ears, which is an independent music festival. It's freaking nuts.
Lucky you to be in the middle of all that. So anyway,
Wayne, it is possible that we might go to Rockin' Pod in Nashville next year.
It's very possible. Very possible. What?
We're just I'll have to show you guys, keep you guys away from Broadway and actually let you enjoy Nashville.
Yeah.
Well, James, we hope if we do go, we hope you come with.
Well, yeah, it's not like, I don't know, it's a long drive for me to drive a whole 2.5 hours.
He'll be there.
Yeah.
We're gonna stay at somebody's house, right?
Yeah. Okay. You're gonna do that drive every day? Gotcha.
What? It looks pretty clean in your place there. I mean,
we'll stay with Eric Adams.
You're not hiding nothing behind that blurry screen behind you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. This is just the fallout shelter that I haven't cleaned in a week because I'm actually trying to reorganize the bad boy.
A week? You've been on the show for how long? And it's been blurred since you came on.
Because I don't like showing my freaking fallout shelter, okay? It's Costco, all right, man. This changes weekly, and then my wife comes in here and destroys it by setting up. Okay, so we bought that thing. You see it in Beyond Bushido. We bought that to give snacks to all the delivery drivers and everything because they've been having it rough. And she comes in here and picks them out herself, and then she doesn't put anything back because she can't because the wheelchair. And yeah,
it sounds like an excuse to me.
It is a great excuse.
Boy. Lou, what do we got going on?
Well, I recently got hit up by my friends Gordon and Steve in the band Images of Eden. They are currently on tour with Yngwie Malmsteen, and they invited me and Matt Michelot, who you may remember from my show, The Music is Live podcast. They invited us to come up to Poughkeepsie to see them, and we're going to head that way Saturday, November 20th. And John 5 was supposed to be the co-headliner with Yngwie, but because, COVID's still not under control, he canceled the rest of the dates on the tour, which is really unfortunate because I think John 5 is a phenomenal guitarist, and I would have loved to have seen him. But I've never seen Yngwie live, so I'm looking forward to this. And I'm looking forward to
donuts.
I don't like fucking donuts. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Gordon and Steve from Images of Eden, and me and the rest of the guys. Love their album Angel Born's in my top 10 of the year, and just great guys. And I'm happy to support them. So probably buy some merch, and we'll check it out.
Where in Poughkeepsie is that going to be? You know the place?
Chance.
Oh, it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very cool.
Yes, unlike Long Island, Poughkeepsie still keeps its clubs open.
Wow.
I played there once. Did you go to that show?
Did I go where?
When Phoenix Rain played that place.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I've seen you guys at Tipperary Arms, at Acme Underground, and Castle Heights.
Go to the whole thing. But yeah, I played there with I don't even know if that band's still around either. Terisis, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Remember that?
What?
Terisis. You don't remember Terisis?
Oh dear God, I haven't heard that name in years.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about. I can't pronounce it though.
But yeah, we opened for them, so that was fun. Fun times. What else is going on? What about your podcast?
Well, currently, Music is Live podcast is on a small hiatus until January, because Christmas is coming up, and I need to make some money. So right now, I'm in the middle of editing the episode that I did with Helen Collin, wife of the Def Leppard guitarist Phil Collin. So right now, I'm doing that, and I'm just concentrating on doing Rat Style Review till the end of the year, and also I'm kind of like I said, in the middle of trying to earn more money through Uber Eats because I have a 3-year-old daughter, and but I love her to death. And let's see what else. I'm also got some other projects going on with Bob and Matt, which hopefully will unveil in the coming year. And it's just I love doing the podcast, but I'm not monetized yet. So I'm hoping that the content that I have will lead me to the next year, bigger and better guests. And, I'll definitely have you and James back on because, love talking with you guys about everything and nothing. What's that?
We're content.
More content. So if it sounds like I have a cold, I do. So, yeah, so that's all. I mean, it's on a temporary hiatus, but
we will be on a temporary hiatus as well, but you won't even notice, people watching the show, because we're going the whole month of December. Me, Lou, and Greg was on one episode of a Def Leppard series thing that we did, so that's going to be playing through the whole month of December. So just know that we're going to be away, but you won't even notice. It'll be
we are still going to get together and do a best of at the end of the year, won't we?
We will try. We will try to do that. And I would like to, at some point, to do like a little Christmas episode, maybe Christmas, New Year's type thing.
And I suggest we do Emmett Otter's Christmas jug band.
All right, we'll talk about that in the chat. I'll do
All right,
whatever.
cool. And
I've already said that. You said Christmas movies. I just put 2 words there, and that was it.
Whatever you guys want to do.
And we do have one more cover that we need to unleash on everybody, which we're looking forward to, done with George from Timeless Haunt and also Alex Rapetti of Terrorize. No, sorry, not
Terrorizing.
What's the name of his band? Tension Rising. Sorry, yes. Tension Rising. Terrorizing was Triple H's name in WCW.
Triple H. Damn it!
Sorry, Alex.
Way to fucking kick out before I can get there.
And also with John Witten of Shockwire, who apparently is now working with the producers of the Trailer Park Boys. So I'm really happy for him.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Cool. That's really cool.
So It's going to be a kick-ass cover. Perfect for our Def Leppard retrospective, but we're not telling you what it is.
Yeah, you have to guess. Any idea when we're going to reveal that?
As soon as the videos are done, which I have to get to that.
Yeah, I haven't done it either. All right, cool. Actually, one thing I would like to tell everybody, if you're watching this today, or if you're going to watch it before Saturday, I believe it's Saturday, in Pennsylvania, the Field of Screams, I believe it's in Lancaster, PA. Our friends Timeless Haunt will be actually playing at the Field
Amish
of
country.
Screams. In Amish country,
yeah.
Wow.
It's an actual pretty. I think it's a pretty famous haunted attraction. Also,
it is. I really wanted to go. I wanted to go see them because I haven't seen them yet. And I thought it'd be cool. And I would like to go see, because it's like a lot of amusement type park things going on there. And then you can go on these rides and shit. I know it's getting late. But I would like to really go do that. But my wife is like scared. She's scared to go like through, all that horror stuff.
She's scared.
She's scared. She's afraid. So we're not going.
Oh,
which sucks.
Come on, now you see if my wife would want to do that, but yet she can't go through most haunted attractions because of the wheelchair. So she's just gonna say do it. Huh?
It's always the wheelchair.
Yeah, because it's really hard to get through some of those haunted attractions. Trust me, I know.
Did you ever make her? Did you ever make her a costume for Halloween?
Oh no, God, she would kill me if I did something like that.
Did you ever see some of the costumes some of these kids in wheelchairs do?
Oh yeah, they're great.
They're so like, just where you come up with that? It's hilarious.
The best one I seen was someone dressed up like did the Razor Crest from the Mandalorian, and the person was dressed up as Mandalorian. The little kid was dressed up as Baby Yoda on the lap, and then the guy like pushing back there looked like Boba Fett.
Nice.
I saw one the other day. It was this kid. He was dressed up as Pee Wee Herman, and he was sitting on Cherry. So that was pretty cool.
Did he have a bag of popcorn over him? No, just kidding.
No, it was a child.
Hey.
Oh, it was
come on, Lou. It was a child.
It was a dirty movie theater anyway. Who gets mad at doing that at a dirty movie theater?
You know, right?
God. I don't know. Anyway, Raincoat crowd. I don't know.
But anyway, please go check out Timeless Haunt and go to Field of Screams. Have a lot of fun. Looks fun. I won't know because I won't be there. And then
it's because Wayne is afraid.
I'm not afraid. I kind of am. I don't really like to be scared, but I would go do the amusement stuff and watch them play, and that would be it. And go home.
Anytime for quick wrestling talk, or
really?
No, we're not. Actually, you know what? We're gonna save that for next week.
No, we're not, because I don't think our guest next week wants to talk about wrestling.
Who's our guest next week?
I didn't get to that yet.
Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, we're segueing into that there, boss.
But next week we're gonna have Don De Lamont on our show. He's also part of his own podcast, the Great Southern Brain Fart, I think it's called, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a man from the Southeast, and he don't like wrestling. Mm-hmm. Sure.
He might like. I didn't read his whole book yet, so I'm not done. But we're gonna talk about his book. He wrote a book, Southeast of Heaven, a Journey into Heavy Metal, I think it's called. Very cool book so far.
It's on Kindle.
It is on Kindle, and you can buy the book from him as well. You can find him on TikTok. Off the top of my head, I don't know his names, but he's on Facebook. So if you just look up Don De Lamont, he's in my friends list. So add him. Very cool guy. I talk to him every once in a while. So he'll be on next week. We'll talk about his book, his journey into heavy metal, and his podcast and all that stuff. And go to retsaladreview.com. Get well soon, Greg Noggle.
Yeah.
And
love you, Greg.
Anything else?
Don't be going into haunted houses where there's a pet monkey with a pole dancer.
Yes, don't do that.
Named Pole Assassin.
Pole Assassin.
Don't ever do that.
Don't ever do
All right. See you guys next week with Dande Lamont. Tulu.
Onita.
Fortuna.